We had a nightmare here on Mama Natural Street, and I'm going to tell you all about it. It's episode 12 of In Real Life. Ever heard of the 80-20 rule? The idea is if 80% of the time you're eating well, exercising, getting good sleep, you don't have to worry so much about that 20%. It's not about perfection, that there's some grace. And in our family, we probably practice more like 90-10, but I do let my kids have treats and I want them to be part of the world. So with that same spirit, we decided to celebrate Halloween. I had a ton of fun as a kid, dressing up, going to all the different houses. I want my kids to be part of it. I think it's all about your intention and how you are celebrating it. And for us, it's about dressing up and just having some fun. So we walked into it. I really didn't think too much about it, to be completely honest, because I'm thinking this is just one day, okay? I can handle one day. I'm going to let my kids indulge, have some treats. It's going to be okay. Even though they're not organic, they're not, very healthy, but I'm still going with it. So the problem was, though, it actually turned out to be 3 days, okay? So the first party was at church. So I'm thinking, okay, we should go to this. It's a great way to meet community. It's a really fun event. It's called Trunk or Treat, and the kids kind of go to all these different decorated cars and they trick or treat. And they also had some games and stuff inside the church. Super fun. Griffin definitely had some treats. I was okay with it. We limited the amount. It was fine. So the next day was his school's little event. It was a parade and a party. So the parade part was super fun. They, came around all in their costumes, super cute. They sang songs. But then the after party included lots of treats. So again, I just okay, maybe this is just 2 days this year. It's it's gonna be okay. And I just, I talked to Griffin. We, limited how many he could have. 2 days later is the actual day of Halloween itself. There's more trick-or-treating and Mama is done, okay? My kids have had plenty. But, they are totally pumped. For them, it's almost becoming a way of life. Ooh, what treats can I have today? And I'm thinking, this has got to end. But I knew that I had to go trick-or-treating because we live in a community where there's tons of kids. Everyone's going to be ringing our doorbell. So I'm okay. We only went for about 20 minutes. But Griffin, he's his eyes are lighting up. He's oh, look how much candy I have. My basket's getting so full. Paloma is now, she's not trick-or-treating. She is treating and eating. She wants to open it the minute she gets it and eat the stuff. And I'm I cannot handle this. I'm about to Hulk out and knock this junk out of my kids' hands. But I kept my cool, and here's why. When I was a kid, I will never forget, there was this neighborhood kid that used to come over to our house, and he would have stashes of junk food, mostly candy, okay? And he would literally hide in our little pantry and be shoveling this stuff into his mouth. He actually at one point asked my mom if he could store his candy stash at our house. My mom said no, but this was because in his family, no treats were allowed, no candy was allowed, no junk food. And what I saw at a very young age was that this set up this really unhealthy behavior with this child. Now, maybe not every kid would react this way, but for him, food became a moral issue. Food became bad and good. He had shame. He was hiding his food behaviors. And this, to this day, struck such a deep chord in me, and I just do not want to encourage this kind of behavior in my children. I want my kids to understand, at some point they are going to be totally in the real world. They can go to any grocery store or any, convenience store, buy whatever they want, and they have to make good choices. And part of that is, and part of being an adult is, allowing yourself to have some indulgence, some treats, some pleasure, but also knowing, okay, what? Most of the time I'm going to live healthy and I'm going to make good choices for my body. So back to our Halloween story. The day after, we do kind of a switch thing. So basically I approached Griffin. I said, hey, would you want to trade in all of your candy for a new toy? And without a moment of hesitation, he said yes. And so we picked one out. He was a happy camper. I was a happy camper. And that was another Halloween in the books. Let me give a little silver lining to all this Halloween candy discussion. The fact is, things are getting better. And that's because of moms like you and me. We are voting with our pocketbooks. We are not purchasing the candies that use dyes and high fructose corn syrup and GMOs, okay? There are companies out there that are catering to us, like Yummy Earth. Those are the lollipops that we gave out this year. There's tons of organic chocolate companies out there. Even Hershey, the king of chocolate, has decided to go non-GMO in their chocolate bars and chocolate kisses by the end of this year. This is huge. We are making a difference. It reminds me of a passage in Corinthians about how we are part of one body and we all have different roles, okay? So maybe you are in a local area and you're really passionate about pesticides that they use. Maybe you're in another area and you're really working on junk food in the schools. We all have our little areas of influence and we all are making changes and kind of helping to create a healthier world. So keep up the good work, keep up the fight, it is worth it. I really believe by the time that Paloma is 5 years old, this will not be an issue, that there'll be lots of non-GMO, non-food dye options to be giving out to kids.
And now a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Vital Proteins. Now this company is a big supporter of IRL shows and we're super grateful for that. But let me just say, we use their product every single day. One of the ways we've been using Vital Proteins lately is in this morning breakfast shake. He puts fruit, vegetables, cooked oatmeal, avocado, nuts, and of course several scoops of Vital Proteins. This is their formulation that you can put into cold beverages or smoothies. This gives them sustaining power so that they're not hungry 2 hours later. It tastes delicious. The kids have no idea that it's loaded with such great nutrition, and they ask for it every single day. Here's a special offer just for you. Save 20% on any product from Vital Proteins using coupon code MAMANatural. How did you guys show up to Halloween? Did you celebrate it? Did you make your own healthy treats? Did you go out into the madness? Share with me in the comments below.